Hey everybody, it's James with BC Gamer, and we're here at PAX West in the jungles of Seattle. And I'm talking with Richard from Paranoid Productions about the Church in the Darkness. Can you give us a rundown for people who don't know what the game is, what it's all about, and what you're doing?
Sure. I mean, it's a top-down action infiltration game where you're infiltrating a religious cult in the 1970s. They've moved down to South America to isolate themselves from the U.S. government they see as corrupt and terrible. You know, they're a very progressive group, anti-Vietnam War, very pro-integration. And they just feel like they're threatened, like many groups felt threatened. So they moved down to South America. And that may sound a little weird to us, right? Yeah. That but you know, it may just be that they really just have their own beliefs and want to go live that way. Or it may be that they're more apocalyptic and dangerous. And that changes every time you play the game. So it's a game with some roguelike qualities, so it has like permadeath and gameplay that changes every time, but it also has a narrative that changes every time, and you need to try to figure out, are they dangerous or not with each game.
And so some of the systems in there, as I was playing, you're kind of infiltrating this huge camp, and you kind of can go into these houses and search for items and pick up epistolary story objects. Can you kind of detail how you're trying to tell the story while keeping the player, you know, active and moving?
Right. Yeah, the game's all about keeping you playing all the time. You know, one of the key ways is that we've got the cult leaders, Isaac and Rebecca Walker, who are played by some great voice actors, John Patrick Lowry and Ellen McLean. They're talking over the PA system the whole time you're in camp.
I will never understand it. How people can know the atrocities the U.S. has committed in Southeast Asia, Central America, Africa, on and on.
They're not talking to you, they're talking to their followers. They're talking about, you know, how America is terrible and corrupt, or they're talking about how great, you know, what they're trying to do down here is, or they're talking about how, you know, egg production with the chickens is way up. So you get a bunch of different stuff from them that gives you a feel for the place and also clues about whether they're dangerous or not. As you mentioned, you also find documents and stuff in the camp, letters home, you know, photos, like devotional cards, and these things will change somewhat too. So sometimes, like a picture of Isaac might be defaced, you know, and that might give you a clue, oh, maybe this is the dark path. But you kind of have to put it together based on the amalgam of all these different pieces.
And so during my time, the first time I played, I went super stealthy. I found an outfit that kind of let me blend in and let me get closer to the people in the camp. And the second time I went through, I kind of went in guns blazing and trying to be a bit more aggressive. What kind of gameplay styles are you trying to account for, and are they all sort of viable?
It's not intended to be one of those stealth games, which, you know, I've enjoyed some of these too, but where it's like there's one way to get through and you need to do that thing, or maybe there's a couple, but they're all very similar. Here, you know, you're getting a bunch of different narrative setups. You also get to decide how you play. Do you want to be completely sneaky, avoid detection really well, or do you want to go in with like a non-lethal approach, so you're still attacking them but nobody's dying, or do you just want to kill people? You know, and that may be faster up front, but that's going to result in like the alarm system going on more. If they capture you, they may just kill you right away versus letting you go in some of the other scenarios. So it's really letting the player decide what they want to do with the narrative they're presented with. I like to think of it that in a lot of games that have sort of moral choices about how you play, you're always dealing with the same game in the first place. It's the same narrative. Here, the story's changing too, so the choices you make, depending on which version of the story you get, also change. So it's not like you go back and decide to be evil. So you go back and you're just playing in different situations, so you make different choices.
Hey, well, I love the setting, and it seems to be like a pretty cool change for stealth genre and infiltration genre. When can we expect to play this?
Yeah, we're looking to ship next year. And come into Steam and PC.
All right, well, thanks for talking.
All right, thank you, sir.
Stay tuned for more from PAX West.